Hello, Widowmaker here again with another video on the Lord of the Rings, the adventure card game. And here we are at part 2, or part 3 I should say. I'm going to be doing the second quest of the Shadows Reach cycle with my starter deck plus, I've started to call it. So what I'm going to do here, as per usual, I'm just going to go through and have a quick look at my deck and see whether or not there's any changes I'm going to make. Look at any cards that I might want to buy from the fellowship pool of cards. So look, I've got to confess, I'm actually pretty happy with the way this deck has gone. And you think, like, I've really only spent, I think, 13,000 fellowship points. I've spent, like, I basically picked up 13 cards to put in the starter deck and made a few little changes. And yeah, like, this is I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest. What I will do though is I'll pick up some cards, so I can get 3 cards. And I think I'll pick up a couple of Lembuses, even if I don't use them in this deck. I think that'll be worth having because they're really good. It's a really good card. We saw them in Atacap as a fate event. And so for my final one, look, I've only got 1,000 left. I'll pick up a Sigil Miner. So he's a cool little dwarf dude who you can use a power to get a resource. So he's in leadership. You know, I might chuck him in. He's a little bit on the squishy side though, at only 3 health, but I think we can keep him alive. Alright, so I think there was one change that I was definitely wanted to make in this, for this quest in particular. So I go into this with a little bit of background, having played it before, and I know that getting block in your first turn is pretty good. So this is where something like Raiment of War is at 4 resources isn't as good as something like Ranger Spear. I'm actually going to keep them both in for the moment. I'm going to drop a Ranger Spear and I'll ditch something else. I might actually take out a Warrior Sword, just because I can't have multiple weapons on the same character anyway. So I'm going to ditch that and I'm going to mulligan hard for a Ranger Spear or a Guard of the Citadel, I think, in this one. But other than that, you know, I might regret this. I might actually take out Naya. I do like getting Gandalf and getting him to stay around, but I might just do that. Let's see how that goes. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Again, you know, I've been thinking about taking a second record keeper as well, but you know, this should be okay. If I wasn't playing with Aragorn, I'd probably have a second record keeper in there because you would have more resources, so you could draw more cards. All right, so we're going to do in the City of Webs on Adventure with my slightly modified from last time starter deck. So hopefully I'll get a Ranger Spear in my starting hand. So this first location has just been the bane of many a new player's existence. You just have a look at it, there's so much on the table. So I'm going to mulligan away those ones. I'm going to keep self-preservation because that's going to be handy for me. Okay, so that did not work out how I'd hoped, but okay, so let's just have a quick look at the board here. We've got the objective is we have to defeat the monstrous spiders. So if you have a look, these guys, these all unique, so you can't use feint on them, you can't use forest snare, all those nasty things, and they've got you know, there's one that's got 3 health. So over here in the fate department, there's some card draw, some damage, and Erendil's Star. This one's really important to get on this quest, and you basically get to choose attack, willpower, or health, and they get 2 extra. It goes a long way to being able to clear these spiders if you can get it in that first phase. And over here, yeah, the threat events in this quest are actually not that bad, so I don't think we need to worry about threat too much in this quest. But one thing we do have to worry about a lot is that these guys can basically kill Will Elk in the first round. So if you remember Will Elk, or you may not remember, he's actually the Bjorning that you get at the end in the last stage of Atacap if you clear the hazard there, or the objective. He comes out and he's 4 attack stalwart. So, and you can see why getting a ranger spear on him is amazing. I unfortunately didn't get it. I'll probably be putting self-preservation on him because the spiders do tend to target him a lot. So keeping that in mind, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to guard up with Aragorn. Mostly because I wanted Gimli to get his attack bonus. So, and then I will probably guard up with Gimli as well. Yep, okay, and because I want to protect Will Elk, I'm willing to take the hits on my heroes to do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to chuck lock shields down. So this will give Gimli guard. I'm going to do it on Gimli because he's got the most attack. So he'll do reciprocal damage when D-Lob attacks him. Now the one thing you have to remember about this card here, Lock Shields, is unlike when you use the guard action with your character, it doesn't persist over rounds. So don't play it at the end of the round and go, oh, I'll just keep that guard up. Made that mistake, doesn't work. Ah, Gandalf, you are just not what I wanted to see. Alright, that's cool. So we've got a hazard here that's going to stymie any ability, any allies that I play, which isn't the greatest. What I am going to do is I'm going to put 4 damage in on him because I want to kill him this round if I can. Ideally, I'd like to kill 2 of these guys. But that's not going to happen now, I don't think. So now he could play another hazard, which would suck. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this objective. Clear the hazard, I should say. Okay, so he's playing that. That's okay, I don't mind. I'm just wondering whether it's worth playing the record keeper this round. I feel it might be. Versus, I don't really need to worry about that. I'm just wondering whether I should be healing up Aragorn using self-preservation on him, because I'll probably be blocking a lot with him. And then put a axe hand down. Nah, look, I'll play my record keeper. See if I can get the extra card. Alright, so Sauron's passed, so that's good. Sauron could also have a... so he hasn't got exhaust an ally, and he hasn't got discard a card when you play one, so he could have a threat trigger. Or the other one that's particularly nasty is when a spider deals damage, exhaust him, and he doesn't ready until... then it doesn't ready the next phase, and that can be particularly nasty, so I have to watch out for that one. So this one's got block, so I'll deal 1 less damage to him, but this one's got guard, so I feel like I should deal the 4 damage to him, but I'll definitely kill this guy off. He needs to go. Cool. So the round automatically ends if you have no other options available, so I'm going to heal up Aragorn here, I think. Alright, so there's my Ziggy, my Sigil Miner. He might be handy to get out, I feel, for an extra resource. I'll guard up with Aragorn. Alright, I might just live dangerously and let this 2 damage from Garlob go wherever. Yeah, see, they tend to favour to Will Elk. And this quest is really hard to finish without him. Okay, that's alright. I've got an East Road Rider that I could play. That will help me clear that. So I'll do that. Now I've got a full board as well. Alright, that's not the greatest, but it could be worse because I can kill him straight away. Cool. Alright, so I'll clear this. Alright, so because Sauron's passed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fade up with these guys. And I'm actually really keen about picking up Erendil's Star. So, like with these sort of things, the sooner you get them, the more valuable they're going to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ready up Aragorn so that I can fade up. And then I'm going to give all my heroes to attack. Cool. Alright, so that's really handy. Now, what am I going to do here? I'm going to go like this. Alright. So I'm going to drop self-preservation on Will Elk. Because there's going to be some times where I want to guard with him as well. And there's a trick with this next location as well I want to share with you when we actually get there. Helpful Squire, or Warrior Sword. So the real question is, am I happy to play a Warrior Sword on him? Oh, I shouldn't do that first, should I? I should kill him. So this will trigger the travel phase, which I'm probably happy with. I'm in a reasonable position here. So I will charge in with him and kill the spider. Oh, that was a lot of resources for you, Sauron. So the other cool thing about these, these I guess little chud allies is they're really handy for stalling. Obviously you don't mind so much using them just to go, fate up or use their power or something. It feels a bit wasteful doing that with Bjorn or someone like that, just to delay the round. So, alright, that's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fate up with him. Alright, that's okay. I'll fade up with Aragorn. That's not very nice. I'll fade up with Arwen. Now the reason why I'm fading up is I actually don't care about this because I'm about to travel anyway, so I don't need to clear that. Alright, and because it's the end, I'm actually going to fade up with Gimli. And I'm going to guard with him because I know what's coming. So, do I put a Warrior Sword on him? Or do I put it on Aragorn? I might actually put it on Aragorn. Alright. So I'm going to travel here. Okay, so this is something you've got to be a bit careful of, right? So what this is telling us is that two of my heroes are about to get captured by a cocoon. I get to choose which one I'm going to keep. Now, I'm going to choose Aragorn here, and the reason why I'm going to choose Aragorn is that when you rescue your heroes in the next location, you lose the attachments that were on there. So if I was to pick Arwen, then when Aragorn came back, he would lose his sword. They still have the same health and all that stuff that persists, but attachments don't. I think I remember reading in Discord that it's quite a challenging thing to code. So the guys kind of said, yeah, it's a non-trivial thing to work out how to how to have persistent states on objects, like once you've taken them off the board. So I'd take their word for it. I'm not a developer, but I saw that was a bit interesting. So I don't get Arwen's triggered ability this turn because she's not in play, which is a little bit unfortunate. So this dude here is going to crash into Willow and kill himself, and that's fine by me. I just wonder if there's anything else I can do. So, the first thing I should do, is I should read the objectives. So I've got to recover my friend from one of these cocoons. So one of these cocoons will have one of my heroes in it, and the other one is hidden over here in this location-specific fate event. So I'm going to do that straight away and get Gimli back, because Gimli. All right. So if you remember, I was talking in my last video, Gimli's hero award is to kill enemies from full health. So I'm going to do that right now. So that'll happen, and that's fine. I'm going to use my hero power, my power with my Ziggle Miner. I kind of don't want to use Will Elk, or do I? I suppose he's just as powerful as Aragorn's, just as strong as he is. Ah, suck it. Alright, so his arrival ability is drawing a card, and it increases my threat by the card's cost. I draw a 0 cost card. So, suck it, Sauron. Okay, well, I'm going to crash in here. Oh, another one. It's not very nice. Here's a lot of dudes. Alright, so Sauron's passed here, and that's significant, right? And the reason why that's significant is that once he's passed, he can't take any more actions. One of these cocoons has got a bad guy in it. So I don't want to trigger that if I can avoid it. But it doesn't matter if I do, because... Yeah, okay, there you go. Look at that. Team Middle Cocoon let me down. For those of you who've been watching for a little while, you'll know what Team Middle Cocoon means. So, but alas, here we go. So I could play Gandalf this round just to lower my threat, and potentially I could actually progress this round. Because remembering that when I get Arwen back, I'm going to have to discard my 7th card anyway, so there's not much point me playing any of these other guys. When I'm not playing Spirit, I basically will always choose the threat reduction. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to ignore the Marauder. I'm just going to try and see if I can find Arwen here. Nope. Can't find Arwen. All right. So do I care? So there's something I could do here. I could play Lembas and ready Gandalf up, and then clear this location, and I would progress this round. And am I thinking that that's a good idea? It's probably not. Yeah, I could do that, but I think I'm just going to stay here for another round. I'm not too worried about this guy because I'll be able to kill him before he attacks. And I'm not really worried about this getting triggered now that I've just used Gandalf. Oh, there we go. Oh, they're all my guard characters. Come on. Alright, Gimli, get in there. Alright, so... I kind of like all my allies at the moment, so... He will take the kill on the Ziggle Miner if I let him have it. I just wonder whether I'm okay with that. You know what? I'm happy with that. I'll just take his resource now and he'll kill him off. Look, you know, that might seem a little bit wasteful, but I kind of wanted the space for Erkenbrand anyway. Remembering that, yeah, when I clear this hazard, I'm going to get Arwen back anyway, so it doesn't matter so much. Surprise! Alright, so Arwen comes out, which is good because I can use her to fade up immediately. And I might actually do the same with Aragorn here. See, I'm pretty sure this, yeah, so It's not going to be the one where he deals damage with a spider, because I'm sure I've taken damage from a spider and it hasn't triggered. So it's going to be cancelling one of these events. So I probably should just be mindful that that's going to happen. I might guard up with Will Elk actually, because I recall this next one being quite nasty as well. Good looking spider. Alright, so the final encounter, we have to defeat Ungoliant Spawn, which is a 314 and it generates one of these little jerks every round and gives them +1 attack and guard, which sucks. What I am going to do is I'm going to heal up Will Elk. Oh, Forest Snare, that was a good draw. Alright, so I am going to exhaust Ungoliant Spawn this round, so I don't have to worry about it. And I always like to save this soft underbelly fade event for this round to get rid of this guy. So he doesn't look like much, but he's got guard and stalwart, which means he'll attack twice. If I let him go, he'll deal 4 damage. So I'm just gonna take him down. I think is the easiest way to deal with it. So I've still got a guard character. I don't really need to draw any cards. What I might do though, that's probably as big a spider as I'm going to see. There is like the 3/7 block, so I might actually play Forest Snare on him, which is going to remove guard from him. So I don't have to worry about him crashing in, and I don't have to worry about destroying him either. This dude here, he'll crash into that, so that's fine. So what I'm going to do is, there's not really much I can do in the cards department. Is it worth it? I can probably kill him this round. I might just fade up with him. Record Keep is amazing, but 2 willpower's fairly average. Like, it's not a lot. Like, it's good, but it doesn't clear objectives or anything like that. So he's usually a good one to fade up with if you need to delay a turn. So I'm going to get in there with Will Elk if I can. Alright, so I lose my Warrior Sword off Aragorn. That's okay, I can live with that. Alright, so I'm going to test my theory here. Yeah, okay, so look, there's a whole nother topic about how big a jerk Sauron is. And there are a bunch of treachery cards that are like this. Or not, there's some event cards which are sorry, there are some, his event cards which discard all your events as well, which sucks. But I always seem to find that Sauron pretty much always has one of these dark sorceries prepared. And if you've listened to me talk through some of my other videos, like I talk about, trying to err away from having, just a handful of events. Like you've either got if you're playing Spirit, you can go really heavy and just acknowledge the fact that Sauron's going to cancel some of them. And you've got Spirit's got some event cancellations as well, so you can actually do unto him. But yeah, ultimately, like you usually want to, try and play around the idea that if he's got one there and it's been there for a while, it's probably an event cancel. So that was really just to prove the fact that I'm pretty sure I knew what it was. So I was just showing off, really. Alright, well, Sauron's passed, so there's really not much for me to do here. No, can't trigger his thing, so we'll just do that. Cool, and the quest is completed. So there you go, guys, a bit shorter one, that one, but I guess the big thing there is, you really need to get your board control early. Those first few actions against those 3 big spiders, it makes a really big difference as to whether or not you can get and maintain that board control. And protecting Will Elk is really important. So things like block, things like your Guardians of the Citadel, things like Ranger Spear or Round Shield, those sort of cards that you can get on to Will Elk or your heroes, get multiple actions out of them. Because remember that there's that hazard in play that exhausts your allies when they enter play. So even things like Guard of the Citadel isn't going to save you. So here we go. I've got a new weapon. This weapon is in lore. So it gains ambush, and ambush, I believe, means they don't take damage from. It doesn't take reciprocal damage from guard, and it has +1 damage against spider units. You know, if you're not running tactics, you know, this is a fairly reasonable weapon, I think. I can't get the ambush text to come up anyway. All right, so, you know, and I got another 600 there, so I've got 2100 for this quest. I didn't play 10 cards, and I could have done that one actually by triggering that last fate event, but I didn't really need it. So there you go. Again, I get another 1500 just for having my heroes being there for the first time. So there you go, guys. You know, I've got another 4200 fellowship to spend that I probably don't need. You know, I'm probably thinking about. I'm getting to the stage now where I'm thinking about what my next deck is going to be, and I think, look, if you've listened this far, I think you deserve to know I'm actually thinking about playing the 3 hunters, right? So I'll be showing you Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli, which will be a 2 tactics, 1 leadership deck. It's actually quite hard to play because you don't have any healing and you don't have any threat reduction in spirit. So it'll be a good test of my ability. But anyway, guys, look, thanks for watching. You know, I hope this was useful to you, and I'll see you next time.